logarithms, you use them when you don't want to rely on a calculator. Ne? So now we're gonna simplify using logarithms. So number one, if they give you log, if they give you the log of 2, the log of 2 plus the log of 4, and then they say you must simplify it without the use of a calculator. This is actually what we are going to do. If they give you log 2 plus log 4, and then they say simplify without the use of a calculator, you must remember all those laws of logarithms that I taught you. So if you remember law number 1, I'm just going to write it here. Of logarithms, if you still remember. To those who don't know the laws that are there on the YouTube channel, and then I'm just going to upload also more videos with regards to this. So law number 1, to those who were there, it says the log of a base of xy. Base of xy, this is going to be what? That's going to be what? That's going to be log a x, and then plus log a y.
Log a.
You see, now it makes your work to be much easy if you know this. So if they give you this one, log 2 plus log 4. So log 2 plus log 4, it's kind of like written in this form, in this format. And one thing that you need to understand here, even if they didn't write anything, there's a base of, there is an unknown there of 10 here. They won't write it. Even here, there is an unknown of 10, of which that 10 that I'm saying it's an unknown, it basically represents this A. So if it's not there, like as you can see, they're on log 2 plus log 4, so don't write it. But I'm just explaining with the concept, or with making sure that you understand that even if they didn't write it like this, there is a log 10 that is invisible. That's always the case. Ne? And then, with that being said, now when you solve this without the use of a calculator, it basically means to say we're going to write it in this form. So when you write it in this form, it simply means to say you multiply x and y. But in this case, our x and y is represented by 2 and 4. So this basically means to say you'll write it like this. You'll just say log. And then if you look at the law number 1 of logarithms, the one that I was just explaining here, it simply means to say 2 represent what? It represents x, and then 4 represent the y, if you're looking at that law. So that will be what? You're going to say 2 times 4. Then you'll say 2 times 4. 2 times 4. And then if you write this one, you're going to get what? The log of 2 times 4 is 8. Do you see? Are we all on the same page?
Yes, sir.
Yes.
I want to see who doesn't understand. Who doesn't understand? So for you guys to be able to remember this, it's a matter of you making sure that you write this. And then we are not yet done. The other thing that you'll do from here, you understand that, oh, you're having what? You're having log. So we're going to change that 8, writing it in an exponent form. So when you change 8, writing it in an exponent form, if you don't have a calculator, you use the fishbone method that I'm showing you. So you'll just write 8, and then after you write 8, you divide it by 2. 8 divided by 2, you're going to get 4. That 4, you write it here. That 4, you're going to write it here. And then you say 4 divided by 2, you're going to get 2. That 2, you write it here. And then you say 2 divided by 2, you get 1. And then you count how many 2's do you have on the left-hand side of the fishbone method. How many are they? There are 3. So this will be 2 to the exponent of 3. Let me write it properly. 2 to the exponent of 3, that will become what? 8. So the next step here, where there is 8, we're going to change this 8 and write what? 2 to the exponent of 3. That's the next step. Yes, that's the next step that you actually do. 2 to the exponent of 3. Are you all with me?
Yes.
Okay. Some people are saying they can't join. I don't know why. Okay, can someone assist me with regards to people who are having a challenge on the group? And then from that one, you take this 3, you take this 3
To the other side.
to the other side. Yes, 100%. You write it here. So that will be what? That will be 3 that you will have wrote. And then you write log 2. You write log 2. You write log of 2. So this will be the final answer. That should be the final answer. That should be the final answer. That should be the final answer. Any question?
No, sir.
Okay. Let's now continue. 2 times 4, it's 8. Okay. Now let's continue. So that was the first one. So for you to be able to know these laws, you just simply need to know the logarithmic laws. You are done with regards to that. So now let me just do number 2. It's similar to number 1. So this one, they're just saying the log of 2 plus the log of 5 plus the log of 5 plus the log of 5. I was just surprised when I'm looking at the messages on the group, they're saying they can't log in, but I've just accepted someone who just recently joined and then they joined. So I'm just kind of confused what's happening. So with regards to this one, log 2 plus log 5, you use law number 1 again. You write it as what? That will be the log of what? The log of, that will be 2 times 5. And get it. And then after that, what you do, that is log, you're going to write log. Then you say 2 times 5 on the calculator, you're going to get 10. And one thing that you need to understand, on one of the laws, you are having, can you see here, you are having log 10. I once taught you one of the laws of which I was using A, if I still remember. I forgot, was it law number 4 or law number 3 of logarithms? I don't still remember very well, but it was like this. I said the log of A into A, that will be equals to 1, if you still remember. And then, even if you can get it like this, log 10 base of 10, the answer should be 1. Even if, again, you can get it like this. Yes. Even if you can get log 10, you'll still get 1. Do you know why I'm getting 1? It's because of here. There is an invisible of 10 here. They won't write it here. There is an invisible of 10 here where I'm putting an arrow. So if there is an invisible of 10, it will now become log 10, 10, then it becomes 1. So now since you're having log 10 here, who can tell me what is log 10?
1. Special.
Yes, it's 1. And Wabana, for you not to make mistakes, even if you can take this, punch this to those who have Casio calculators, punch this on the calculator, you'll still get 1, being your final answer. So the importance of us using laws of logarithms is that we use them so that we don't depend on the calculator. Any question? Any question? Okay, let's proceed. Check number 3. So actually, now we are climbing the ladder. And one thing that you need to understand, for you not to get confused, make sure that you just practice the laws. Then everything will now become easy to you. Ne? So this one, they're just giving us what? They're telling us to say, okay, we are having log of what? Log 2 base 32. Log 2 base of 32. Ne? Minus log minus the log of what? Let me do like this. Minus the log of what? Log 2 base 8. So based on those laws of logarithms that I've just taught you, who can tell me which law am I going to use and why? Who can tell me which law am I going to use on the laws of logarithms and why?
Log 2.
Eh?
Law number 2.
Law number 2, 100% correct. Why are you choosing law number 2? It's because it has a negative sign. Do you see? So to those who don't know law number 2, I'll keep on emphasizing writing this so that it makes sense to you. So law number 2, if you still remember, what does it say? It says that the log of what? Of A into X over Y. It's equals to what?
Log AX minus log AY.
100%. Log AX minus log AY. So to those who don't know these laws, if you go to YouTube channel, I've actually taught you these laws. That's why myself, the way I teach maths, I'm not gonna give you an exercise or a homework or explain something that I would have taught you. So I teach you first, then I give you exercises. So when you look at this part, according to law number 2 on laws of logarithms, it's written in this standard form. And remember, I'm telling you that whenever we want to simplify using logarithms, we don't use a calculator. So since this green part is written in that format, we must change it and write it in which format? In this format, right? So as we are going to write it in that format, it simply means to say this will become what? That will become the log of what? The log of 2, open bracket, and then that will be what? 32 divided by 8. Just like that. If you're joining for the first time, there's background noise, please mute yourself. If there's no background noise, then you're more than welcome to be unmuted. And then let's continue. So with regards to that, let's mute ourselves. So with regards to that, so that will be log 2. You write log 2. You'll write log 2. And then, what is 32 divided by 8? Let's all punch on the calculator. 32 divided by 8 is what? Is it 4?
4.
Yeah, it's 4.
4.
So you write 4 as easy as that. You write 4 there. And then after that, this topic is very easy, guys. You just say log of 2. Then you're going to change that for writing it in an exponent form. How do I change for writing it in an exponent form? You use the fishbone method again. You write 4, you divide by 2, then you get 2, you write it there. Then you say 2 divided by 2, then you get 1, you write it there. And then you count how many 2's do you have on the left-hand side of the fishbone method. There are 2. So this basically means to say 2 squared is going to be equals to 4. And then since 2 squared is equals to 4, here where there is 4, I'm going to change this 4 and writing it as what? As 2 squared. And then after writing 2 squared, what basically you're going to do? You're going to take this 2, I'm going to put it where? You bring it in front there. Do you see?
Yes.
Then this will automatically become what? That will automatically become 2 log 2 base of 2. Yes, 2 base of 2. And then with regards to that, you are having 2. You're still going to write 2. You say open bracket. Simply because log 2 base of 2, you are getting what? That should give you 1.
1.
Yes. And then you say 2 times 1 is what?
2.
It's 2. You get 2. 2 is your final answer. Myself, I don't like using a calculator, but I'm just doing this for the sake of you. All these things, I didn't use a calculator. So our answer, we got 2. So if you want to see that your answer is correct, Casio calculator users, you take this, as it is, you punch it on the calculator. It should give you 2 as an answer. Any question? Any question? If there's no question, then now let's proceed. We are on number 4. So all this, they're associated with all the laws that I just taught you. Ne? They're just associated with the laws that I just taught you. Let me just check another one. The main, you won't finish them. I'm also going to give you a homework. The main of this. The main. So which one can I check? At the meantime, okay. If you're having a question, you can ask me any question. If there's no question, then we are proceeding. Okay, here comes another one. They are giving us log 15. They're giving us log 15. As in like log 15. They're giving us log 15. Mute yourself if there's background noise. Let's mute ourselves. So they're giving you log 15 minus what? Minus log 3. Minus log of 3. So even this one, which law am I going to use? Am I going to use law number 1 or law number 2 here?
Law number 2.
Law number 2. Law number 2. So since it's law number 2, you go back. Remember, law number 2, I just wrote it here. Right? It's this one. It's this one. So that log 15 minus log 3 is written in this form. It's written in this format. So we're going to change it and writing it in this form. Just like that. So now let's just try to write that.
Log 15.
So that will be log of what? Log of 15.
15 over 3.
By 3. 15 divided by 3. And then
5.
that will be log what?
5.
Log 5. So it simply means to say log 5 should be your answer. Should be log 5. Any question? Okay. Now we are proceeding. Number 6. So on number 6, they're giving us what? Log 32. The log of.
So are you jumping number 5?
Did I jump? I thought it's number 6. Okay, number 5. So number 5, they give you log 32. The log of 32. Why didn't we substitute at A? At A, how? So you will say log 32. And then you say divide by log 8. Log of 8. So you're going to divide by log of 8. So also this one, you must use what? Laws of logarithms. So don't use a calculator because I told you that when we are dealing with logarithms, we don't depend on the calculator. So the first thing that we're going to do, you're going to change 32, writing it with the base of 2. And then also you're going to change 8, writing it with the base of 2. And then it means to say you're going to write log. So what is 32 with the base of 2?
2 square root of 5.
2 to the power of 5.
To the exponent of 5.
Yes. To those who are asking, because to those who are asking, how did we get 2 to the exponent of 5? Let me show you. You're going to take 32, do it as aside. You simply use the fishbone method. You simply use the fishbone method. Let me show you. So you just say 32, guys, and then you divide by 2. When you are saying 32, divide by 2, you get 16. That's 16, you write it here. And then you say 16 divided by 2, you're going to get 8. That 8, you write it here. And then you say 8 divided by 2, you're going to get 4. That 4, you write it there. And then you say 4 divided by 2, you get what? You get 2. That 2, you write it here. Let's move ourselves. And then you say 2 divided by 2, you get 1. That 1, you write it here. And then after that, you count how many 2's do you have on the left-hand side of the fishbone method. How many are they? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So it will be 2 to the exponent of 5. It's equals to 32. So this basically means to say, since this is 32, in a place of 32, I'm going to write 2 to the exponent of 5. That's why I wrote 2 to the exponent of 5. Any question? Okay, you say divide by. And you also do log of 8. So the log of 8, if we use fishbone method again, that will be 2 to the exponent of 3. To those who want to see it, you just do it like this. That is 8. And then you say 8 divided by 2. You're going to get 4. 4, you write it here. And then you say 4 divided by 2. You're going to get 2. 2, you write it here. Then you say 2 divided by 2, you're going to get what? You're going to get 1. You're going to get 1. That 1, you write it here. And then you count how many 2's do you have on the left-hand side of the fishbowl. So that is 2 to the exponent of 3. It's equals to 8. This basically means to say, where you are having 8, we'll write 2 to the exponent of 3. And then the next step, guys, that you need to do from here, it's a method. So we always divide with 2, or the question differs, stembile. The question differs. So the next step here, you take 2, you bring it in front. Sorry, you take 5. I thought that is 2. You take this 5. Yes, it's a slippering of a tongue. You just bring it here in front. So let's bring it. So that will be 5. Then remember, we are still having what? We are still having log 2. You write log 2. You say divide by. And then you go again. You take this 3. You write it in front here. If you take 3, writing it in front, that will be 3. Then you write what? You write log of 2, as easy as that. Then the next step that you need to do, guys, you can see that log 2 and log 2, they are what? They are the same. Since they're the same, so they cancel each other. Log 2 cancels log 2. And then you are left with what?
5/3.
5/3. So 5/3 should be your answers. Should be your answer. If you're going to go to the calculator, you take this. You punch it on the calculator. Punch it. You'll get what? You'll get 5/3. Let's punch it. Tell me what's the answer. Any question?
No, sir.
Okay. And I understand that there are also new people who are joining us for the first time. So feel free to ask questions. And then if you don't understand now, I believe that you'll pick up with us when we are going on. But I will encourage you to do what? To go back on the previous videos that I just uploaded on the YouTube. Some of them, I think I need to upload two videos with regards to logarithms. Then you'll be on the safe side. So each and every time you don't understand, please ask. And then it will be best if you go to making sure that you look at all those videos. Watch them every now and then. Make sure that you practice the laws. Then it will become easy to you. So number 7, we are having log 2, base of what? Base of 8. Log 2, base of 8. And then we are also having plus what? We are having plus log 3, base 27. Log of 3.
Sir, is it number 7 or number 6?
It's number 7 because that one, it was number 6. Oh, that one, it was number 5. So yeah, you'll change it here. Just write number 6. I'm too fast myself. I don't know why. So this one, you'll just say log of, then we are given 3 base of 27. Here you'll write 3 base of 27. And then minus log 7. Minus log 7. So this one is a bit tricky, but it's just easy at the same time. So what you do here, let me just give you a hint. Let's start with this one. You're going to change this 8, writing it with the base of 2. The reason why I'm saying you write it with the base of 2, you are being guided by this. If this is 2, then you're going to change this 8, writing it with the base of 2. But that's not always the case. You'll see at the later stage, whenever now you have mastered the logarithms. Under the logarithms, there is a law, which is the last law, which we call the change of base law. At times, they will just give you log 2, and then they can also give you another number, which is different from log 2. So we call it change of base law. So you will understand it at the later stage. But for now, if this is 2, since this is 8, you make sure that you write 8 with the base of 2. If this is 3, you know that this is 27, and 3 has a direct relationship with 27. That will be what? 3 to the exponent of 3. And then this one is just straightforward. It's log 77. You understand that it will give you 1. Yes. So it means to say this one, you'll just say log of 2. So most of you now you understand that 8 is the same as what? 8 is the same as 2 to the exponent of 3. So you just write 2 to the power of 3, just like that. And then you say plus, and then you will say log of 3. And then 27, you all know, you use fishbone method, the one that I was explaining. That will be 3 to the exponent of 3. Then minus log 77, that is 1, as it is. And then the next step, you understand that we use that rule of taking the exponent, bringing it forth. Or even here, you're going to take the exponent to bringing it forth. So we're going to have what? Here, we're going to have 3. 3 what? We're going to have 3 log 2 base 2. 3 the log of 2
hello, sir.
base of 2. Yes?
Are we not supposed to be having log 2 on the first one, right? Then the second one, why is it different? There's log 3 there. Are we not supposed to be having 1 logs, for example, 2 or 3 on both sides?
Yes. So it depends on the question. Yes. No, you make sense. It depends on the question that you are given. In an instance whereby you are having these numbers, for an example, that are the same, you have an understanding that yes, if they're the same, some way, somehow, they will cancel out. That's why you are always going to be given it in a fraction form, like the previous one. Look at this one. Log 2, log 2. Do you see? Yeah. But in this case,
yes,
if you're not given it like as 2 numbers being the same, you have an understanding that these numbers that they will give you here, they will always have a direct relationship with the smaller number that you are given. For in this case, the first one is 2, and then that one is 8. So you know that 2, it has a direct relationship with what? With that 8 given. That's why even here they gave you 3, and then they are not gonna give you 8 because 3, it doesn't have a direct relationship with 8. So that's why here they give you 3 and 27, simply because 3 has a direct relationship with 27. Even here, the first one, they wouldn't give you 3 and 8 because they don't have a direct relationship. Am I making sense? I'm not sure if I'm making sense.
Yeah, I hear you.
Yeah. Okay, now let's continue. After writing that down, here you'll say plus, and then you take that 3 on an exponent to bring it here in the front. I'm just gonna write it with the different color. It will be 3. Then you'll be left with what? Log 3 base 3. Then you write log 3 base 3 here. You will say log. You'll just say log 3 base of 3. And then don't forget that minus 1. You write minus 1. And then after doing that, you now continue. So that will be 3. You write 3. Open bracket. What is log 2 base of 2? That should be 1. You write 1. Then you say plus.
1.
Yes. 3. What is log 3 base of 3? That should also be 1. Write 1. And then you say minus 1. Am I making sense?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Then from here, guys, you just say 3 times 1. That should be 3. Then plus, you say 3 times 1. That should be 3. Then that is minus 1. So 3 plus 3, that is going to be 6. 6 minus 1. What is the answer? 5. So this one, we'll just say 6 minus 1. The final answer is 5. So you must get 5 there. Any question?
I do have one from my question. Let me check it on the textbook which I was using this afternoon. I'll come back to you.
Yeah. So if you want us to do it, please send it on the group. I'm just going to see it. Then I can bring it forth on the floor. We can do it.
No problem.
Yeah. Okay, now let's continue, guys. Any question? We are on number what? We're on number what?
Number 7.
We're on
7.
number 7.
7, yes.
Okay. On number 7. So now we are climbing the ladder. Guys, as long as you can know the basics, the way I teach maths is very easy because I give you basics. If you can master basics, there's no question you won't fail maths. Okay, let's look at this one. They are basically giving us what? Log 27. They're giving us log 27. And then they're saying what? Plus log 8. Plus log 8. Then they say divide by what? Divide by log 18. Log 18 minus log 3. They're saying simplify here without the use of a calculator. Who can tell me what are we going to do? And you must make sure that you use logarithms. Okay, come again, you are saying?
We're going to change 27 to the base of 3 and 8 to the base of 2.
Yeah. You're going to do what? You're going to change that 27. Right? So when you change 27, can we also change it?
Plus 3 cubed.
You can change it. Someone can say you can change 27, you can change 3. And then another person can say, myself, I'm not going to change it. What basically I'm going to do, I'm going to use that as law number 1. Both of you are not going to be wrong. Do you see? That's the beauty of maths. So someone can say, myself said, I'm going to change 27, writing it with the base of 3. And then someone on the other side will say, no, myself, I'm not going to change that. But I'm just going to do what? I'm just going to apply law number what? Law number 1. So you're still going to be correct. So let's apply law number 1. And then I will do an alternative whereby we are changing 27 and 8. So if you're using law number 1, that will be log what? Log 27. That will be log 27. Multiply by what? Multiply by 8. And then you say divide by. When you look at this one on the denominator side, who can tell me what law is that? That should be law number 2. So if you are struggling with this, guys, let me show you. This one, the reason why I'm saying it's law number 1 is because of law number 1, it must have a plus sign. As long as it has plus signs in between, that will be law number 1. But if it can have a negative sign, then it's no longer law number 1. This one, it has a negative sign. Do you see? Then this one, it will become law number 2. Do you see the difference? So, since that is law number 2, let's use law number 2. What is law number 2 saying? It tells me to say, you know what? I can write this as what? I can write that as log of what? Of 18 over 3. Am I wrong or right? I'm correct.
You are right, sir.
Yes. You just need to know the basics of the laws, then you are done. So from here, guys, the next step, you just say log, and then you multiply. What is 27 times 8? Was it 8 or 6?
216.
220.
Yeah?
216.
216.
Yes.
Okay, you'll write 216. 216 divide by, and then you just say log. What is 18 divided by 3?
6.
6. Is it 6?
Yeah.
It's 6. And then here, is it possible that we change 216 with the base of 6? This one.
Yes,
How do we change it?
we divide.
No, I'm saying 216. Can it be written here with the base of 6? That was my question.
Yes, 6 to the power 3.
6 to the power of
3.
3. 6 to the power of 3.
Yes.
Okay, 100%. So you'll say log, and then since 216 is 6 to the power of 3, you'll write 6 to the exponent of 3. And then you'd say divide by what? Divide by log 6. As easy as that. And then the next step, guys, what you are going to do, it's easy. You take that 3 that is on the exponent, you bring it forth in front. You take this one, you write it here in front. Do you see? Let's write that. So that will be 3. And then take in consideration that you are also having what? You're also having log 6 over log 6.
Log 6.
Yes. And then after here, your final answer, you can see that that is going to be 3. You know why the answer is 3? You're gonna say log 6 cancels log 6. And then you are left with what? You're left with
3.
3.